M0FXB, welcome back to my videos on the YAESU FT-710. Let's have a go at installing the SCU LAN, which we have purchased. Windows control, remote control, and this is the kind of window you get here on the left. So first thing we'll do is just download the software stroke driver. So if you look here, I'll put the direct link in for you to this page, and look at the bottom, it says here, remote control system, upgrade firmware and software. So it's all there in one, just click it and you'll get these files open up. Also the instruction manual, SCU LAN operating manual and upgrade manual and installation manual. So we've got all that here. And unfortunately you need to make sure your radio is also completely upgraded, and the LAN, the unit that you purchased, the SCU unit, is up to date firmware wise. The nice thing is that once you've sort of semi-installed the unit, you can actually upgrade the firmware during the same process, so that helps. So we've got the remote control sort of manual here, software updates for the radios, and then the downloads, and crucially the installation manual. So we're going to need all this. For the FT-710, and you can use your laptop or your PC, the connectors are important. So you're going to need an Ethernet cable, just a normal Ethernet cable that goes between your actual computer and the Ethernet connector on the back of the box. You're going to need a 9 to 16 volt supply. Now this is the typical YAESU supply. You might have it with your FT-70. I've got it with my FT-60 to power the box. And then we need the sort of printer cable, you know, with the square at one end. It goes into, you can see where it goes in just here, and into the actual device. Okay, and the front of the device has got lights that tell you what it's getting up to. So the first thing I do is create a new folder. I'm going to call it SCU LAN10. So we're going to right click on our blank space, right click and go new folder, and then you've got the chance here now just to type the name, type SCU10, and you know, I've got mine here. You've got your nice empty folder. Then once you hit the download one, which was down here, you get it up here, and I've got it on the underneath the down arrow, and we're going to go straight to SCU LAN firmware software, it's titled, and I'm going to extract the whole thing, extract to, and it's called SCU LAN, isn't it? So we go desktop up here, and then SCU, so you know where all your files are, so it's all alphabetical order, pure SCU LAN10, there it is there, click. And that's it, all the folders are where we want them to be. So I am following the instructions in a couple of videos out there. So the next thing is go start and then look for control panel, okay? There you are, found mine, control panel. And this window appears here. Then go to programs, see programs, click the word programs. And now go to, where is it? Turn Windows features on and off, just here. Yours might look different, but that's what you're looking for. And you get this box, and just make sure that this box here is ticked, okay? And it looks like mine is, yeah. So look, it's got a blue flat line there. So that's good. I'm going to tick this as well. Tick them all, click OK. Let it do its thing. And it's applied the changes. Okay, close. Right, we've done that. Now let's go to where we saved the software. We're going to double click it and start running the programs. So up here, we've got there, you can see there the instruction manual, operation manual is there as well. So double click SCU LAN firmware, and we're just going to go straight to the SCU LAN software, and I'm going to double click it and run it. So double click, go more info, run anyway. Okay, give that a minute. Now I have done this before, but it was like 2 years ago. So, and I've never done it on the 710. So I did it on the 101DX, which is a really nice program to use. And it adds averaging to your waterfall as well, which is pretty cool. Anyway, go next. Next, just following everything. I'm just going to go yes. To create, it said it creates a folder. Finish. Okay, we're going to follow the instructions and configure the Ethernet cable connected. So go to look for control panel. You can search it here, and there's mine, control panel. Then on this window, and I've been writing this down, we're going to select network and internet, then network sharing, then Ethernet, because we're not using Wi-Fi at the moment. I don't think you can, or can you? I haven't tried. Ethernet, and then this small box opens. Then you select properties, and you get a list, and you need to make sure this list is ticked, but it's already ticked. And highlight Internet Protocol version 4 TCP. Okay. Now click properties again. This is crucial. And when you're here, we now need to start adding an address. And this is a temporary thing. We sort of, I believe we need to change it back afterwards. So I'm just going to look at the instructions. It says we have to go use the following IP and type in the following 192.168.49.10. Now, I believe this is just like an address where we can just talk to the unit and put some settings in. And passwords. 168 preset inside the unit. When you start using it, I feel that this all gets changed. Yeah, but it's you know, it's the way of talking. So we're going to put that in 192.168.49.10, and then under here, yeah, we just click that and it went in, and it's already saying use here. And then I'll just double check, and then we're going to click OK. Okay, we can close this now. Now we just scroll down, close unnecessary windows, which is what we did. On to the next part. Let's double click the settings one. It's like a bluey color, SCU LAN setting tool. And we get this, and default user is what you should be seeing. You've got the number in there, 192.168.49.1, not 10. Default user, type that in again. Default user, if you've typed it right, then log in. You can actually hold your little mouse and click on it. Log in, and it gives you this thing to now create a user. So I'm going to put in M0FXB, and then I'm going to put my password in and click OK. Like so. Success, it says. And then I'm going to log in. And we get this page. I think it's here we can actually do the firmware update, which I don't know if we need, but we might as well try it. So going well so far. Okay, we get this window here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly update the firmware. So click here, firmware update. And then we're going to go file, like so. And I've saved it, if you go to downloads, in a folder called SCU firmware on my desktop. So it's part of the downloads. And we've got the instructions here on the right hand side, which I'll put a link in as well. So look for SCU firmware, and then there's the actual firmware there. And it might not need updating. We might already have it. It says up here version 3 already, but just so you know. And that's it. All updated. And we can now just log back in. And we've got the latest firmware. Bit of a delay because it's rebooting. There you are. Now we're back to configuring the SCU LAN. So at this point, it gives you advice where you can plug the cable back into your router, your normal broadband router. Okay, and then you can assign the IP address that it reassigns when you go back into those Ethernet settings. So if we just go right click, go to, how did we do it last time? Control panel. Control panel, there it is there. Reopen network internet. Back to network here. And then Ethernet. You remember that we went to properties, and then properties again. Let's just make sure we highlight the version TCP properties. And now at this point, I'm not going to do it now because I want to have a little tinker, but you can just click obtain automatically, and then you're gonna have to do a network search to get your IP address. So everything's fine here, and I just take a note of the control ports and things like that, because these are the kind of numbers that you can use when you're doing it external, and I need to learn how to do that myself. What I'm going to do is close this window down a minute and just try and log in with the other window that we've got. So just forget that for now. We've got this other window called the SCU LAN10. We'll click that now. And let's just minimize a minute. And using the current IP address, which is like the cable that's plugged into my PC, we should, in theory, be able to fire this up. So just minimize. I don't want you to miss anything. So there's the actual radio. We'll fill the screen here and just bring it down so we can see it. Now I'm sort of doing this on the 710 for the first time. There is a setup window here. We've selected 710. We've got hopefully the password's correct. And I haven't changed anything. You've still got that remote IP address, remember? So we'll click OK, and then we're just going to click the on and see if it just fires up. And it has. Yeah? Now, I noticed that we're not getting the waterfall. There's a reason for that, and I remember that reason. Okay, so it's very important that you turn this setting on. So if you see now, it's all up and running. We can control everything. You can see everything moving when I change the frequency, but no waterfall. So where's the waterfall gone? Well, let me show you. All you do is go function and go to operation setting. And then in general, you're looking for, go to the bottom, and you're looking for SCU LAN. And it says there, SCU LAN off, tap, oops, tap, turn to on, and instantly it all comes to life. How cool is that? So let's have a little look round. Now there is a section where we can switch this back to our router, because at the moment the Ethernet is now reliant on the connection that's in the back of our PC, but you may want that to use that for other items. But anyway, we'll have a quick look around, and then I'll add those settings in at the end of this video for you to do that. So let me have a look round. Just going to click a few boxes here. So we got tune. You can see it coming on there. If you hold it, it's tuning. It's not very busy for me today at all. And let's know what we got: Vox, mic gain, Moni, speed, sync, split, sync, and fast and slow, span. And look, we can go to the sort of icon screen, and we can hold Zin S menu. Look at that. It looks cool, doesn't it? And there's all your functions there. Even tone frequency, repeaters, because yeah, you can do a 6 meter repeater. I can't remember if this one's got 4 meters or not. I'll have to Google it. But anyway, AESS settings, memory channels. There's your power. Look, the slider there as well. Vox. Let's have a look what else we got here. Connection setup, audio, help, all the instruction manuals, file to exit. PTT, M0FXB test only. See that? M0FXB test 1 2 3. Like so. Let's do multi and see what happens. And just see what happens if I press the radio. I think it prefers it if I press the on here. Look. Right. Your mode, AM, FM and all that. Data for A and B. There's A. Where's the A and B? Oh, D, noise blanker, DNR. If we hold our finger, seeing if the settings are there. But DNR, DNF, notch, contour. Oh, you can mute it, can you? I'm pretty sure there's other configurations. Here at the top here, this is a cool one. I like the look of this one. How you view it. Look at that. Which one do you prefer? Let's turn off the multi a minute. Oh, it's hard to choose, isn't it? Yeah. Span. Center cursor. And you can see the frequencies changing. Is it or not? Yes, it is, yeah. Don't really like that one. So I think that's about it. Let me show you this other bit. And, you know, have a little play with it. The bottom line is we're on a Windows PC. We've got full screen control. And it's all live, connected live, as you can see. Without having to use an external monitor. And are there any settings here? We've got remote here. So I sort of pushed that and it stopped. Without turning it off, I'm guessing. S menu, we did that. Averaging, look. Ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah, adds averaging to the waterfall, which everyone wants, which is good. Looking great. I don't think it makes any difference on the radio, the averaging. But with the new FTX1, they've added that. Volume. VFO to memory and VFO. I can hear it clicking. Where's the AB? Can't see the AB. Can you see AB? Amp or IPO? Why can't I see AB? A and B. VFO A, it says it. Oh, there it is there. A and B. RF gain, of course. Shift and width. But when I hold, it looks like it goes to default. And I can see that on the actual radio, it's coming up as well. Look, do you see that? There I look, see that? I'm holding my finger on the mouse. AGC, fast and mid, VFO memory, attenuation. And what's this? Clarifier here. Receive. See the actual display goes red LED when you're using the clarifier. There's another A and B there, look. Quick memory, hold it down. There you are. We just held our finger on that. Hit the 7 megahertz, look, and then all the different bands come up. Oh, look at that one there. It says 70. Did you see that? It says 70 stroke general. So that's isn't that 70 megahertz? Do we have to type it in? That's an interesting one. Can I type numbers? No. All right, well, I'm going to have to learn how to do that because I want to do 70 megs. Did it say 70? No, it just says 70 general. Maybe hold my finger on it. How do we type a frequency? That's the bit I haven't seen. I'll learn that. So thanks for watching so far. Watch the last bit so you know how to switch it back. But you're basically now grabbing that same cable, putting it into your router, but you need to actually tell it what numbers to use. So I might as well show you now. So let me just get this audio down. So if you right click on your network settings, like so. No, go back to control panel. Just here. That's what oh, look at that. How did I do that? Do you see that? I'm right clicking on the thing and it's going fast and tuning. Look, right click here. That's cool. I didn't know it did that. I'm clicking on the display and it's expanding. And what's this? That's the span there. Any more little secrets? Interesting. Right, anyway, I was trying to show you that control panel. So hit the search, open up the control panel. Move this out of the way. Back to your network and internet. And I'm not going to do this now because I don't want to mess mine up at the moment. Network and internet, network sharing center. And then it's go to your Ethernet, like so. Properties. Then properties again. Make sure you highlight for TCP IPv4. Properties. And here you can just click obtain IP address automatically, yeah? That's your Ethernet back to normal, but I'm going to leave mine for now. And then the other thing is you'll need to change the IP address. So what you'll have to do is go to your setup window here, log in. Where is it? Let's have a go here. Network. What's this read thing? What's that all about? Not sure what that is. But anyway, and change this IP address to the new one that you get when you plug it into your router. So you'll have to plug it in. I would reboot everything, then do an IP search or do your IP config on your Ethernet. Put in your new IP number here. Don't change anything else. Apply. And then when it's connected to your router, it will connect and you can still use the Ethernet on your PC. So thanks for watching. And yeah, it's not easy, is it? It's quite a lot of work. Thanks to Gaz Labs, because I watched that video and I've watched my own video from when I did it on the 101. But otherwise, it's working great. And it's a nice little box. Once you get used to it, I mean, on the 101, it actually, I would say it looks even better because it's dual display, but maybe we can work out how we can do that ourselves. Got this showing. It'd be nice to have, when you go A and B, be nice to have the, I don't know, I feel like the control panel would be nicer if it was bigger. But it's definitely working. Bye for now. M0FXB YAESU SCU LAN device. If you need to factory reset it, what you do when it's turned on, there's a tiny little reset thing here, look, and you just hold that until the red light starts blinking. So it's, as you can see, it's on. Now when you're using it with a 710, you power the unit at the back with almost like this is from my FT-60, so it's your typical YAESU power supply. Let me show you. You'll see there, look, DC in, a little yellow. A lot of the YAESU ones have got that yellow thing. I think the 817 would probably fit. And then connections to your actual 710 for when you use the SCU LAN are USB there with a printer lead on the back of the 710, which I'll show you. And then you're also going to need to put in your Ethernet cable and initially connect it to your PC Ethernet. But then you can switch it to your broadband router. So that's all of your connections for your 710. Look, it's already blinking. When you're going to be setting your LAN up, sorry, so many cables here. I don't know which way to turn it. On the back of the YAESU, I'll just show you the port that the Ethernet and the USB goes to. There you go. You can see that where the USB goes. It's like a printer port just here. Like so. This USB is for, you can use a mouse, and then you've got your DVI out, and that's it. And there's the back of the Ethernet, goes from this to the PC. Hope this helps you reset your device. Also get you ready for using the SCU LAN software. Bye for now.